as we talked about the Russians, as we talked about the gas, all of you are very happy. You're used to. Most of you who don't live in the central line gas pipes, you're used to this. Yep. This is your gas cylinder. The gas in there, most probably liquefied in Siberia or somewhere else, or in Qatar, or in the gas mines of Iran, comes in huge super tankers of gas with the, if you see them on the oceans, it's like big balloons next to each other, comes to your country, they plug it in, fill it up, you buy it, you take it home, you cook with it, you burn with it. Some of you become a bit modern because the price of fuel on a gas is cheaper than a diesel and petrol. You convert one of these tanks and put it in the back of your car, and you've become hybrid gas petroleum. The new version is hybrid electric petroleum. So you carry huge amount of liquid gas here in this container. And when it finishes, you have a switch in the car. You go to the what we call petroleum, and you burn the fuel, or you switch into electric. Now electric motor runs, or at home, sorry darling, gas ran out, no food tonight. So what we showed in Tehran was that we can produce atomic hydrogen and convert it into gas and burn it. But the beauty of it is that this never been done. And this can be like what we saw in the generator, everlasting supply of gas. We don't need the mines to gas it out. We produce it as we need it in a simple way, in a simple technology. And the hydrogen, you buy it for all sorts of welding and other purposes. It's not a common use. So the Russian boycott does not affect us except in construction and some other research facilities or other things we use with what we call the production. This game is we are going directly for the government. Directly for you at home, if you understand what you're doing. And most of the gases we use for heating up or transportation is methane, because it does what it's supposed to do. In the process of even the gas coming from Russia, we allow this gas in open space as a liquid to convert into a gas, burn it. Mainly we use methane in it, but they call it liquid gas. You buy it, but methane is the perfect way for it without a lot of other problems. And if we can produce methane at petrol stations, produce methane in these cylinders at home, because in the house you burn is a methane with some smells add to it because it's odorless. You can only detect it by certain systems which detects methane only. When somebody comes to the house or you go to check, they have a detector with them. And methane has never been produced. Because if we can produce and mass produce methane, you have changed the energy game. From today, this is your mind. This is the mind that can be in any house, can be in any petrol station, can be in any what we call generating rooms. We have tested the burning. It's too dangerous to burn because it has a backflow pressure. We have taken the pictures. What the cylinders you see is the conversion cylinders, where the gas comes from the methane gas production and then comes up in the tank. We show you with the latest methane system that detects methane only. We produce as much as we need, where we need. We do not need to keep huge tanks of liquid, dangerous. We keep water and we convert it. And in this process, today you buy a liter of liquid gas, which gives you so much per kilowatt hour energy, and you pay €1.30 or about per liter. This will cost you nothing. This will cost just maintenance of it, and you can produce as much as you like. Governments in Europe using this technology are free and become free from the control of the oil cartels. Industrialization of this is immediate. And European nations do not need to carry gas pipes, do not need to worry about where they're going to reserve it. You keep the present gas tanks you have, we show you how to convert it. You become independent fuel generator. You become Qatar in your own country. You produce as much gas as you need. The drop in energy supply cost will revive the industry. It'll bring a new game in and will change a lot of things.
So we are using this methane gas detector called RSGD36. It's a standard device to detect methane in gases. And as soon as you see one of these bars in red, it detects methane. If there are more bars lighting up red, then there's a higher concentration. We are measuring here in the air, which means as soon as there appears even one bar, we produce methane. And I'm gonna place this detector now.
I have your microphone?
Yeah.
Yep. You got to zoom in to the detector. Depends how much we request from the system gives. We are not requesting from it, it's just building. If you notice, the minute we release the gases, it was a bubble requesting from the system to do. Now constantly keeps it at 3. If we change the parameters in the back, we can go to 4 and 5. But this is safe enough for us to show you. We have achieved a mass continuous production of the methane in the system. So what you call the methane production, gas production, to release Western Europe from this dilemma is over. They burn gases to create CO2 for growth of vegetation. If you want to make your fizzy drinks, you need the CO2. You want to make a fire extinguisher, you need the CO2 to be added to the water. The beauty with this CO2 is very much different. We do the same thing now with the CO2. The beauty with this CO2 is that it will be proven in the future. When you have a fire, you usually have CO2 in a small cylinder, releases into the water, and then trying to, in a way, put the fire out. And doesn't matter if it's a life in it or not, there is no existence because you die with it, you suffocate with it because of the monoxide and everything else. With this technology, it's different. When you spray this, once the right combination understood and applied, if you're in a fire, you spray the water with this gas. If there's a life in it, it will survive. It does not kill. If there's a plant in it, it will survive. Just what is burned before, that'll be the limitation. When this is sprayed, the life exists. To you could be saying this is impossible, but go back on what you've done as Keshe Foundation. You see the bubbles of CO2 coming up from the system. And we can show again, as we shown before, at the moment, CO2 in this environment is what, 640? Now we have a sealed system and we open. Now we put this in, you can smell it, and we close the gap. And we leave it. Can you see the digits? It's building up, 686, 696, 700, and it shows that we are producing carbon. Again, a standard tool you can buy, and builds up. This has a huge application. Forest fires. Applied with this, you don't need to throw water, and where the water touches, the gas spreads, covers the whole of forest. It's a different ball game again in science and technology. You're releasing gases on a constant basis that when you have a house on fire, the fire brigade just sprays a small amount, the gases will take over. But the life doesn't die because of the CO2 blockage. And you know all why. You, as knowledge seekers, use this CO2 for connection for a neural system. You've been using it in different applications with the zinc and copper for corona and the rest. This is in a physical condition, CO2, but in a plasma condition, it's a lifesaver. Today, you've seen CO2. So it shows the Keshe Foundation technology through plasma technology has opened up a new dimension in the world of science and technology. Independence from the resources. On demand when you need. And you can buy these today through Keshe Foundation. But now you see the blip on this one. If you come closer, right into it, you see it's gone on red. Too much CO2 in the system. Now, if you can read it, it's past 1,000 particles per million, which is dangerous. We're converting the fields into material. Proof of the concept of conversion, that we can convert energies into matter the way our Earth's atmospheric condition does. And the choice is yours. Choose this and suffer with the shortage of gases in Europe. Choose this and bring prosperity and life back to Europe and the rest of the world. This is why we call it evolution in science, evolution in energy, evolution in understanding in a way no nation can be taken to ransom by another for God-given rights of food, energy, and light. I give this system to the farmer, tomato grower in Holland. He pays for this to be burned in a greenhouse to create a tomato, which has a life of maybe 2 weeks in the farm, in the shops. And with this, he creates a tomato, which is joy to eat, and it lasts 6 to 10 weeks in the shops. It's a change in the economy, a change in life.